What's going on, everybody? It's your man Simeon, and I'm with the one and only.
Of course.
Yes, it's going down. You are watching the Real Talk Podcast, and we are at IntellectualRadio.com, iHeart Radio with Earl, the other Winfrey. It's about to go down. Everybody coming in on Instagram and live on Facebook. IntellectualRadio.com. Welcome. You guys can call in. Yeah, that's
how many Winfreys are
it. Well, you know it's how many Winfreys are there? It's the Winfrey, and then it's the other Winfrey, which would be Earl. Everybody know. So I want everybody to get in tune today with this conversation. I want you guys to call in. I want you guys to be a part of the show today.
For sure.
Last week was super dope. We were out at the
premiere.
At the premiere.
The judge is coming, y'all. Here comes the judge.
I had a ball, man, playing that character.
Man, Sim, you look crazy, dude. I couldn't stop laughing. This dude right here.
It's so funny.
Talk about adopting a role and taking on character. I got to give it to you. My brother right here. Awesome sauce. That's some great acting, Simbo.
Thank you. I did what we do. You know what I'm saying? You made your cameo. Everybody, Fly Guy made his cameo in the movie. So we're going to get him revved up and ready to go because we got to get him in the mix.
That's right. Fly Guy is always ready. I stay ready so I don't have to get ready. Y'all know how the Fly Guy does it.
Anybody that's watching, if you see in front of me, everybody know I'm a sneakerhead. If you look in front of me, I have some custom kicks. Now, when I say custom, I mean custom like these one-on-ones. Like you're not going to see these anywhere. See these? Got the Travis Scott swoosh. And, it's that chocolate leather with the suede, Big shout out to my brother Dan. Dan is out in California and Vegas. He customized these for me. If you want to find out and get in tune, you guys can inbox me because the man is cold-blooded.
Mocha shoes. He makes mocha shoes. Coffee.
You see,
we ready,
you see my shirt?
I see. Wow.
Earl, you see my shirt?
This dude is always coming up with something.
Yes, I actually this was my thing. I came up with this. I'm a grown ash man. Because y'all know I like to smoke cigars. Shout out to my people at Ralph Cigars, my people at Oasis Cigars, the places that I frequent. All the brothers, all the old cats up there. William, Pokey, Bear, Derek, Omar, all the Omars, everybody.
What up, Dre. Cuban Club?
So, man, let's get into it, man. It's been a good week. There's been a lot going on, man.
There's a lot going on, but it's summertime, Shy. We're in the month of June, and you all know we are headed to Father's Day. Daddy's Day is approaching on 6/16, June 16, J16. However you want to acknowledge it, celebrate those dads, celebrate those G-Pas, celebrate those mentors, celebrate those brothers that are village keepers in the community that are doing great things and bringing forth empowerment for kingdom building. Mother's Day is always a whole lot of hoopla, as you know, Sam.
Of course.
And then you can't get in the restaurant. You can't get in Cooper's Hawk, Wildfire. You can't get in the steakhouse. You can't get in the local hoagie shop.
Hey, during Father's Day, you get anywhere.
On Father's Day, you come in and you can ride first class on United Airlines on Father's Day. And otherwise, you would have to wait. You would either have to do a layover or ride in coach for Mother's Day. But you can go first class on Father's Day. So we want to acknowledge the fathers. Happy pre-Father's Day. Juneteenth is coming up, the Black Independence. That's the day that the slaves in Texas found out that actually slavery had been abolished. Slaves had been freed, but they didn't tell those in Texas until later on.
Hey, they said we're going to get all the free work out of these people we can.
That was awful. So we're celebrating. We're looking forward to Juneteenth. And Juneteenth now is a federal holiday. Most of us have a day off work. But those of you that have to labor, we will celebrate for you. I'll toast up on your behalf, but we are looking forward to that. And June is also Alzheimer's Awareness Month. Now, Alzheimer's is a big illness that plagues predominantly the African-American community. It affects more women than men, but more Black women than other cultural groups are impacted by it. I know Alzheimer's very well. My grandmother, God rest her soul, she lived to be 99 years young, and she suffered from Alzheimer's
99
dementia.
years, man.
Yes,
That's
she passed just shy of her 100th birthday. She passed on June 24th in 2019, and so Alzheimer's was who she became the last decade or so of her life. When she reached the age of 80, that's when we noticed the decline caused by Alzheimer's. And so for those of you in the community and those of you, our Real Past community, our Real Talk community, we invite you to seek out to support groups and to nursing home facilities to find out what type of extended care you can get. Nursing home facilities are not cheap. I will say that my grandmother was a widow of a WW2 veteran. My grandfather was a staff sergeant in the Army. And unfortunately, the state of Illinois was not receptive to taking the cost if my grandmother had to be in the nursing home. It would have been $8,500 a month.
Wow.
And it would have been, I'm telling you what I know, not what I heard. It would have been $8,500 a month. And that would have been on the Chicago Fly Guy and his family if my grandmother would have had to remain in a nursing home. And so we have to do something with our laws and our legislative. There's no reason why the widow of a WW2 veteran and any veteran, the state would not take care of covering her health insurance or her extended care due to something that was beyond her or my family's control.
Well, you remember what I said a couple of weeks ago when I talked about the veterans and how when they went over to fight in the war, I don't think they expected them to make it back, because when they made it back, there wasn't the support that they needed emotionally, mentally, financially, physically. So it was a thing where they really didn't take care of those people that went over there to fight for this country.
So what I'm hearing you say is there was no plan B.
There was no plan B.
The plan A was you go over there and you might not come back.
No, they didn't.
What if you do come back? There's no plan B.
Yeah, they didn't.
So and why would we send our troops somewhere and ask people to serve our country with no hopes of their returning?
Well, that's the government, brother.
That's it. That's the picture I'm painting.
Yes,
that's exactly the picture I'm painting. I'm painting a picture of transparency. So with that being said, celebrate safe this summer wherever you are listening from. We love our Real Talk audience. Thank you for tuning in. We love you guys. We thank you for the love that you show us every week. But tap into us, have a safe summer, and we'll keep you posted on what the Fly Guy and Simbo will be doing.
Summertime
Simbo's a dad. Happy Father's Day, Simbo. Simbo got some great kids. My nieces and nephews, they doing good things. And Colgate graduates coming up and all kind of stuff. Birthdays, 21st.
Man,
had their first real drink, real Cosmo.
I don't subscribe to that. So just let
well, I know when I was turning 21, I wanted some bourbon. I ain't gonna act like I wasn't trying to get to the bar. I had waited on that tequila for 21 years. I was ready to tap into it. But Simbo,
so let's
tell me this. Speaking of being able to indulge in adult beverages and adult social habits, why is it that we think we can carry marijuana internationally? I'm talking to you, Nicki Minaj.
I got high for the first time last night.
Well, look,
Earl, you ever got high before?
Why are you asking Earl that on the radio?
I just want to see if he's
do he want to tell his business?
Hey Earl, I'm just joking. I didn't get high last night, y'all. I'm just joking. I don't need to get high. I'm like silly all the time.
But that's not, but regardless, if you need to get high or not, why is it that you think you can take marijuana to an international country, Nicki Minaj? So you go to Amsterdam to do a concert that people bought tickets from, and because you thought that you should take your cannabis or you should take your dime bag, you get caught in customs. You had to cancel the concert, probably pay fines. Now you taint it, and it's unfortunate. Brittany Griner just went through that same thing.
But
in
here's
Russia.
The key: they had to have known that them people was gonna search them. What you think, Earl?
I think everybody think it can happen, but it just won't happen to me.
I think A, I think someone said something. B, I think she was targeted. What's going on, J Deep?
Why would anybody want to target her? for some
Jay,
weed.
my boy Jay, comedian Jay Deep, goes to Amsterdam to perform all the time. Jay, if you can, do me a favor, call in because I want to ask you some questions.
708-223-8953. That's 708-223-8953.
It's pinned. It's pinned. I want you guys to tell us what you guys think about this whole marijuana thing. I mean, because now, marijuana is legal. We're not talking about cocaine.
But what we do in the U.S. is not what's done internationally.
But Amsterdam is like the home of marijuana.
Well, like, that's not how they treated her. But it was the home of marijuana.
If you know anything about Amsterdam, they actually have
homegrown.
They actually have cafes where you can go sit down and smoke all the weed you want.
And here's the deal: let's say that's the deal, that's
she should have just waited till she got.
That's the custom. But coming through customs, she was transporting something from the U.S. into an international country.
True.
So that's different.
True.
So she had to accept ownership for that. She made that choice. She thought she could do it and get away with it, but she got caught. See, everything is always all good until you get caught. It's never a problem until you get caught, Donald Trump.
Like P. Diddy.
In Diddy news, did he or did he not? So,
I think he did.
It's the same thing, brother.
Yeah.
So, and unfortunately, once again, Brittany Griner went through the same thing in Russia. And the legal system in foreign countries is not like it is in the U.S. In the U.S., for things, we get misdemeanor, you get a slap on the wrist. In foreign countries, the jail system is different. People in jail over here watching flat screen TVs, going out on the yard, lifting weights, fitness, wellness, all of that. Yeah. You're not doing that over there.
True.
That girl had some hard time. She was out in below zero weather. She had to cut her locks off because they froze. So her hair was messed up. Her physicality was not good. They brutalized her mentally. Yeah. She wasn't necessarily physically abused, but they verbally abused her. She was mistreated that way. That's awful, man.
Yeah.
So we have to be more conscious and more aware of the things that we are choosing to partake in.
That's true. That is true, Fly Guy. So I cannot disagree with you on that.
So while you were sitting up getting high last night, if you had tried to go to Israel with that, would you be sitting here with me tonight? Calling me, sending me one of them cowardly emails. I traveled to Israel. They took my passport. They got all my money. Man. I can't get back. Man,
well, let me ask you a question really quick while we're on this. Do you think there's anything wrong with smoking marijuana?
I think that
marijuana, they use that as medicine.
I think that marijuana has probably changed and evolved since my teenage years. So now, quote unquote, cannabis is a medicine. It's always been said that you could use it for glaucoma and different ailments. However, people use it recreationally.
Do you used to smoke weed?
I know.
Never.
No.
You gonna look me right in my face?
No.
You gonna look me right in my face and tell me that bald face lie?
No.
No. You ain't never drank either.
Yes, I have. I drank.
Okay.
I played faces in college. I'm in a frat. I hung out in college, and I went to a HBCU.
Earl, I want to see if he's gonna keep the lie alive.
We got it in.
Keep the lie alive.
But my grandfather. So here's the deal. My grandfather instilled in us that I don't care what level of drugs it was, that drugs were bad for you. Right. And my grandfather was old school, and back then we didn't say hype and junkie and all that. He said dope fiend. He said if you fool with that stuff, you'll become a dope fiend because you'll be the one that get hooked. So he put the fear of God in you about
my mama scared me straight when it came to liquor. I didn't take my first drink, Earl, until my senior year of college after my last football game. And then when I did that, I would be.
So you never played faces in college?
No, I ain't played none of that.
You ain't played no drinking games, quarters, nothing.
Brother, I would be the only one in the party not drinking. And everybody thought it was crazy.
And you gonna ask me about smoking weed, and you the only one in the party not drinking.
I did not. I was scared because
What was your first drink?
Oh my God. Mad Dog 2020 Orange Jubilee. Why did I drink? And I ate some Doritos, and then I got sick, and when I threw up, it was orange.
Now,
and then then I also had
the Real
Cisco.
Talk community.
Cisco, you remember Cisco, Earl?
Yeah, liquid crack.
That's like liquid coke.
It was liquid crack.
Man, I don't know what I was thinking, boy. I felt brain dead for a
Dude.
week. I didn't want to see no liquor, smell no liquor.
This
hear
dude
no
went
liquor.
out and drank the worst of the worst.
Cisco,
Mad
bro.
Dog 2020 with liquid crack and a bag of Doritos.
Man.
Now that's a combination. We have to put that on the Thanksgiving list.
Man, look.
Sweet potato pie, Mad Dog, and a shot of tequila.
Hey, Earl, needless to say, I see that I wasn't missing nothing.
Brother.
But a headache. And I was in the dorm, Earl. I was in the TV room for a week, dry heaving, drinking water, taking aspirin.
You must have drank a lot.
I did. I drank way more than I should have, and I never drank before.
Wow, dude.
I grew up on the west side. My homies used to get
well,
it
you should have been good
scared.
with it.
No, I was scared. That's what I'm trying to tell you. I had an Uncle Johnny B. He used to come in our house and go right. He would be drunk as a skunk, as my mom would say. He would go in the refrigerator and just take a pack of hot dogs and start eating the cold hot dogs. And my mama would grab me and say, "Look at this. This is what you're gonna be if you drink."
See, that's kind of how my grandfather was.
I said, I don't want to be like that.
You don't want to be like that role model. This is who you don't want to be, brother. So that's cool. So,
all right. So we can
mind your drinking and marijuana smoking habits. And Nicki Minaj is somebody, once again, that you don't, as Simeon said, like his uncle, you don't want to be like. You don't want to get caught. So, Simbo, our boy, Hunter Biden, son of Pro Joe, found guilty up to 25 years in prison. Now, we all know
Hunter that Biden, white man ain't going to jail.
I'm just stating the facts, brother.
I'm just
Hunter
saying.
Biden was found guilty on 3 federal gun charges today. He was a drug addict himself, as we're talking about this subject matter. Hunter Biden dealt with a severe drug problem many years ago, and he was not supposed to have purchased a firearm. And they are saying that what brought these charges up is that Hunter lied about when he purchased the gun in Delaware in October of 2018. The first 2 counts of the charges were for lying about drug use, and he lied about that on the background check. So when the background check, when he did that, he said he didn't dabble in drugs, he was clean. So that was the first one. Then that was the first 2 counts. The third count was for possessing the gun while being addicted to drugs. So he had possession of the gun while he was addicted to drugs, and they are seeing that as reckless behavior. And he didn't do his own risk management very well. So now this young man could face up to 25 years in prison. I like you, Simbo. I don't think he's going to jail.
He's definitely not going, because if you read the fine print, Earl, it says if you haven't committed a crime while you had a weapon or anything with the weapon, then you can get probation and face no jail time.
Well, this is his first time.
We already know he's not going to face jail time.
This is his first offense. He's never been in trouble with the law.
It could be his 5th offense. He's not facing jail time.
Well,
his father's the president.
I'm telling you what the facts say.
I know, but he's not going to jail.
This is his first offense.
Yeah,
he is not. So you're basing this solely on the fact that he's Caucasian and his daddy is Joe Biden.
Yep, he's not.
That's what you're basing.
He's not going to jail.
So if this were Rollo and Obama was president, would Rollo be going to jail?
Rollo going to jail.
But Obama's president.
Obama
was black, but he was president.
Exactly. But
so the rules don't apply.
Even if you go to jail,
it ain't about being president. It's about race.
Even if you go to jail for 2 days, he's going.
So it ain't about president. It's about race.
Hey,
speak up. This is real talk, brother.
A duck. If it quacks like a duck, quacks like a duck, then it's a duck.
Brother, well, we wish Hunter Biden well. I hope he gets out of it.
But he hasn't, like I said, he hasn't committed any crime. He didn't kill anybody. He didn't shoot anybody. So at this point, if it was me, I would be like, okay, give him the probation. He cool. He just, take his gun privileges away.
Well, I don't even understand why he purchased the gun in the first place. He don't strike me as the hardcore criminally minded. So I don't know why
you got a gun. You don't strike me as a hardcore criminal.
But I don't have a drug problem, and I never did. So I don't have reckless behavior of being at risk.
Oh, okay.
So that's what the whole problem. It wasn't the fact that he owned the gun.
It's
The fact was that he was a drug
yeah.
addict owning a gun.
Well,
that's reckless
yeah.
behavior.
And whoever sold him the gun, they didn't really check like they should have.
Well, he lied on the background check. Did
I
you hear
mean,
what I just said? He said he wasn't an addict.
But I've seen people that did the background checks, and it took months and months for them to get cleared, and they didn't have a record.
Okay.
But guess what? What am I going to say?
Hey.
Yep, you already know. I don't have to say it.
Look.
Brown.
Well, we have, of course,
right,
our Real Talk letter with us today. And guess what? Your fly guy gets to share it. So here we go. Call in 708-223-8953, 708-223-8953. You are on the Real Talk, the intellectual podcast, right here at Intellectual Radio Studio Lounge and at iHeart Radio. I am your Chicago fly guy here with my right-hand man, Brother Simbo. Here we go. Dear Real Talk, the show is awesome. You fellas have a strong connection, which produces great energy. I am now a loyal listener. Thank you, loyal listener. After perusing a dating site, I met a young lady by the name of Naomi. Naomi and I have not yet ventured out together in person. Thus far, our interactiveness has been through telephone calls, FaceTiming, and text messaging. I shared with a platonic childhood lady friend that I met a possible companion. As I began to describe Naomi with enthusiasm, I noticed my friend began to look a little bewildered. So I immediately paused and asked, why the look of confusion? My friend replied, you and Naomi might have more in common than you realize. She then said, you do know that Naomi chick is actually a dude. I immediately yelled, what are you talking about? My friend then began to share that her cousin Dion met a chick on a dating site with the name Naomi. I asked my friend if she knew the dating site her cousin was on. She innocently named the same site I was on. This sounds like the same Naomi I recently met. She went on to say her cousin found out Naomi is transgender, and that ended their communication. Brothers, I am devastated at the thought of Naomi being a man. When I think about the nature and content of pillow talk we have been exchanging, I feel like a fool. I wish someone would yell, April Fool. Real talk, how do I say to this person who I view as a woman, hey, baby, are you really a man? What if my friend is wrong and my Naomi is not the same man woman her cousin attempted to date? Do you realize the level of guilt, shame, and embarrassment I will experience? Real talk, I'm challenged with how to do what's necessary. Leaning on the brothers. Signed, never ever trust. Don't ask, don't tell. Wow, Simba, I'm gonna leave this for you, bro.
Well, first of all, when you approach her, don't say, "Hey, baby."
Well, you done already said more than that in pillow talk. So what difference do it make?
But at this point, now it's up in the air, Earl. At this point, don't say, "Hey, baby." That's like an oxymoron. Hey, baby, are you a dude? No. So, anybody watching this and just heard that letter, could you please call in, tap in, whatever you want to do, because I want to get to the bottom of this. So, it's fitting that this letter came in. You know, the month of June is LGBT,
right? It's Pride Month.
It's Pride Month, right? So, here's my thing. If you are transgender, right, you should let the person know, because the person should have the opportunity to decide if they want to delve farther into this relationship or not. And if you don't tell them, they don't know. And then one day y'all meet up, and then surprise.
Well, I guess you would,
because the
almost
pillow talk
be forced to tell it, because the day you talking about meeting up is the day comprised of intimacy. So at some point, things are going to be revealed.
Well,
what if
they meet up? In that first meeting, it's the girl tells him, well, I don't have sex on the first date, but I'll hook you up.
Well, if y'all been talking, that ain't your first date.
No, but I said the first encounter.
Well,
evidently they haven't had an encounter.
They haven't had an encounter in person. They've had communication through technology.
But then my thing is, when you get face to face, I mean, it might be some things that stand out, like, baby, why your
I don't know. Have you seen Laverne
Jones?
Have you seen Laverne Jones and RuPaul in drag?
Hey,
it might not be that as
Earl,
easy as you think.
Be like, baby, why your hands look like you'll slap me through the wall? Well, why are your feet bigger than mine? I don't get this.
Well,
it could be those little subtleties that
I don't know how all that detail would play out, but I know that people that are transgender put a lot of emphasis on their appearance.
True.
Because they don't want to be able to be identified as the sex they were born. They want to be identified by the sex they're taking on. So like, once again, if you look at Laverne Jones, I guarantee if you were FaceTiming Laverne Jones or you were talking to her through technology, you may not know that's a man.
Well, I would know because I know who Laverne Jones is.
But we're not talking about you. You're going into a whole nother industry and all of that.
Okay.
We talking about somebody that met. Look at the letter. They met on a dating site.
Okay.
So he don't know her from Adam. He's, far as he know, he talking to a woman. He don't know
if she's Adam.
That either. So, so with that being said, and in the modern day world, you have to ask a different set of questions when you start meeting people. You used to have core group questions you ask people when you start kicking it.
Crazy now, ain't it? Like,
it's not crazy. It's real, brother. That's why this is real talk. This is a real conversation.
No, I'm saying, but it's crazy that you think you talking to a woman, and then at some point you got to say, can I ask you a question?
How do you present the question?
Yeah, exactly.
How do you approach that?
Like, so when you were born, what they put on your birth certificate?
Or do you say, my friend, I was telling a friend of mine about you, and she said that her cousin Dion met a young lady named Naomi. Do you know somebody named Dion? Or have you met how many other people have you met? How do you approach it? You know what I'm saying? So that's why I said, Simeon, you take this.
Yeah, no, I ain't gonna throw it on me, Earl. I know.
But I think in all realistically, all jokes.
But see now that's it.
I didn't hear what Earl said.
If you ask her, but she really is a woman, like that, the relationship.
Oh, well, that's why he said.
The relationship.
Do you realize he said, what if my friend is wrong and my Naomi is not the same man woman her cousin attempted to date? Do you realize the level of guilt, shame, and embarrassment I will experience?
So, well,
he said that.
There's really only one way for him to go. If he wants to stay safe, there's only really one way for him to go.
What's the way? What route should he take?
He needs to hang out with her and
well, that's right, Earl. He gonna have to feel it.
He gotta play operation.
Because when he hang out with time he hang out with her, she gonna come as Naomi.
Right.
She ain't gonna come as Nicholas.
So he gotta hang out with her.
So she coming as Naomi.
So
what is your ultimate advice for our
my
Real Talk
ultimate advice to you, brother, is if you really like this person, this young lady, and because you can't always go by what someone tells you. Because they can be thinking they're giving you good information and they don't know what's going on. So the only way for you to really find out is for you to go on a date with Naomi, hang out with Naomi, and you gotta play a little pin and tail on a donkey.
You might have to.
So
you might have to. And brother, my advice for you is to
that's the best advice I can give.
My advice is to you is to hold tight to your truth, meaning simply, brother. You are going to have, because this is going to play on your conscience. You're not going to be comfortable because you don't know who you're really dealing with. And you can open up the conversation by saying, the world is very different now when it comes to dating. I have a friend that was dating somebody and they found out that it was actually somebody that was transgender. And I realized that's the modern day world. What do you think of that? And just kind of open the conversation up, allowing Naomi to expound, and then you follow her lead. That would be my suggestion.
Here's my question, Earl. My question is to him, at any point did your antennas go up? That because honestly, I'm just saying, if there's a doubt about sexuality, you have a sense you might feel that way. So was it just this person telling you this, or did you feel this way at some point? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
I don't know that it didn't from the letter. It didn't sound like he felt like that until he was talking to his childhood lady friend, who in her mind, as he's talking to her about Naomi, she's like, this is the same experience my cousin had.
Does the lady friend like you? Is she hating?
Oh my God.
So you
think she making it up?
Hey, people have made up stranger things, brother.
So
am I lying? No.
I think he really confronted with something that he thinks is one thing. He might think it's going east and it might be going west.
Well, never ever trust. Don't ask. Don't tell. I hope we helped you, but if we didn't, we did our best. And this is a tricky letter.
Just keep it real, brother. Like
That-
I said, open up the conversation. It's an uncomfortable conversation, but it's a can of worms that you're gonna have to dig yourself through to get to the other side. You're gonna have to put them worms and make them bait, brother.
Why you have to use worms?
Because he gonna have to bait her. Worms are used as bait, and he
Okay.
gonna have to bait her.
Good.
There you have it. So I am your Chicago Fly Guy, and we are going to be, of course, looking at the top 5 things you can do in the city of Chi during the summer of 2024. It's summertime Chi, y'all. I told you at the top of the hour.
Count 'em
And
down.
now I'm going to give you some things that you can get out and explore in the greatness of the Windy City. Number 5, Gangsters and Ghosts Guided Walking Tour. Yes, you can discover a different side of Chicago, and this is all family friendly. You can do a guided tour and hear the tales of the ghosts and the gangsters. Y'all heard of Capone? Well, you can take this tour and find out a little bit more about Brother Al, what he did, where he did it, who's buried where. Look at what's under Lower Wacker Drive. Look what skeletons might be in your own backyard. You don't know. But check out Gangsters and Ghosts. Number 4, you can go to the Griffin Museum of Science and Industry. Yes, there are live science science and industry experiments going on over there. That's cultural. You can take your family. You're someplace you can go with your children. School is out. We know that our kids look forward to having recess and field trips. So by all means, embrace the
hungry?
family.
You hungry?
I'm hungry. Why you say that?
Because you was about to say Reese's Pieces.
Always, man. I love a Reese cup. Number 3, you can do 360 Chicago. Now, this is something that might be up my sleeve. 360 Chicago. You can take views from 1,000 feet over the great city of the Chi on looking down legendary Michigan Avenue. You can go up to the observation deck on the 94th floor of the John Hancock Center, and you can look out over the Chi and see the greatness and the beauty of what God has created in the city. See Sears Tower, see all of the high rises in the skyline. Nothing like flying into Chicago, especially at night, because the skyline is well lit. Well, you can go to the top of that skyline in the John Hancock
When
City,
the clouds
in
are
the John
blocking it.
Hancock building, and explore. You can take a Chicago Willis Sky Deck tour. Number 2, you can take that down Lower Wacker Walkway, down Lower Wacker Drive. There are restaurants and there are eateries and bistros and things down there. That's family friendly as well. Once again, I know the school is out and we're looking to do things with our children. And the number 1 thing that you can do, that's a Chi Fly Guy favorite, is you can take an exhilarating ride on the Sea Dog. The Sea Dog is the thrill. Fly Guy go on the Sea Dog every summer. Simbo, that's my joint, man. I love the Sea Dog, and it spin you around. So they take you way out, and they give you like this tour and history of Chicago, and then they spin you around out in the middle of the lake, and it just becomes a real thrill ride. You get real wet. But it's a very, very exciting ride, and you would be surprised at the history that you learn about the great city of Chicago when you're out in the middle of Lake Michigan, and just how beautiful the city is when you're out there and you're looking back inland.
Okay.
So those are the top 5 things that you can do during Summertime Chi 2024.
Fly Guy on the Sea Dog. Go ahead, Fly Guy.
That's my joint, brother.
Now it's my turn to talk about something I like. Dun, 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 dun. I'm going to talk a little bit about the NBA real quick. So we know the finals are amongst us. There was just game 2, and Boston has once again spanked the Dallas Mavericks. I don't know what's going on with Kyrie and his moccasin basketball shoes, but he only had 16 points in the last game. In order for them to win, Kyrie has to score at least 25 points, and he has to hit at least three 3-pointers. But Luka Doncic, he been playing good, but that boy Jaylen Brown,
Jason Tatum ain't no punk.
Yeah, he all right, but
Jason good.
He too sometiming, bro. He be on that light skin stuff.
What?
Like
Oh, that's what you
some-
jealous of.
no, man.
Yeah,
Sometimes he's scared
he
of
can
contact.
flex his complexion.
He's scared of
He can
contact.
flex
Earl,
his
you watch the
complexion.
NBA. Tell me Jason Tatum is not scared of contact. That man's scared of contact. Man, they get ready to hit the man.
It was the quarantine.
No, man.
He staying 6 feet.
Man, we
He
way
staying 6
way
feet
past the
apart.
quarantine, brother. No, but real talk. Boston has been putting it on them. Game 3 is Wednesday night, and if Dallas don't win Game 3, I think a sweep might be in the future.
I don't know. It could be.
It could be, but and that boy Porzingis, he came back and he been killing. So it's been a whole bunch of things going on. But if it's the year for Boston to win, it's this year. But I wanted to see Dallas. I think it could still go to a Game 7 because we'll see what's going to happen in these next 2 games because Dallas will be playing at home. So they'll have the home court advantage, and hopefully they can take advantage of that and get on top of it. So yeah, we'll see what happens.
I think Boston is going to take this.
Yeah, I can't. I wouldn't bet.
The Celtics has always been a dominant team in the NBA.
Yeah,
way back with Larry Bird, and Kevin Garnett wasn't no punk either. He played with Boston, So
speaking of that, man, I gotta give a moment of silence real quick. Luke Walton passed, everybody. Luke Walton, he played for the Celtics.
Right.
He was a real cool guy. He was an announcer. His son coaches, but Luke Walton passed. He was one of the GOATs, one of the great centers of the game. So I want to say condolences to the family of Luke Walton. Great guy. He was really fun, and he had a great personality, and he was a deadhead. He loved the Grateful Dead. He went everywhere the Grateful Dead went, and everybody knew who the Grateful Dead is.
Right.
But other than that,
there was some NBA greats there. If we just took a second and went down memory lane, there was Kareem, there was Magic, there was.
We ain't talking about them right now, though.
But with you to the point of paying homage to Luke, we just there were some NBA had a lot of greats. There were a lot of greats. A lot of talent.
Let me ask you this: who you think was the GOAT? Who's the GOAT?
Was or is?
Who's the GOAT? Period.
The GOAT period is LeBron.
Oh, my man.
That's the GOAT period.
But I gotta go
Earl
back
looked
on you.
Frowned up. Earl looked disappointed.
Earl, no, I got Michael Jordan here. I gotta say it this way because I love LeBron. Everybody know I'm a LeBron fan. Michael Jordan is the GOAT of his time. LeBron is the GOAT of his time. I have to say it like that because
and Kobe was the GOAT of his time.
Nah, Kobe was good, but he wasn't the GOAT.
Okay, you don't think so?
No, he was really good.
He was a great ball player.
Yeah, but to be the GOAT, you have to do just so many different significant things. I mean.
So to your point, that's why I don't give credit to Michael Jordan because here's the deal. I believe that when you say, that's where we differ at, brother. Because when you say you're the GOAT, you have to carry that in your individuality, not just performing in front of an audience. And so what LeBron has done with starting a school and his initiatives, his foundations, his charitable organization, all of that makes him the GOAT. And what Michael Jordan's arrogance and attitude, that didn't make him the GOAT. That made him a great ball player. Yeah. Yes, he was.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
Talented there. But in his individuality, he gets no kudos from me.
Because truth be told, I don't know if Earl will agree with me on this or not, but he probably would. Michael Jordan didn't do a lot for the community.
He didn't do a lot for no community.
He did not. Jordan. The only thing.
Now I will give him credit. He did keep
basketball and gambling.
Well, he helped keep Hales Franciscan High School open.
He did.
He did do that.
Yes,
he did.
But as far as being a philanthropist and really in the community,
exactly,
he didn't do that. And you can't say that was his job to do. If he would have done it, that would have been great. But it was all about him. He designed gym shoes that was $200-300 that kids in inner city communities that looked up to him couldn't afford. But he didn't make them economically affordable because the focus was on him, like he was missing a meal. Dude, like you really need, I ain't in nobody's bank account. Let me just say that. But you selling gym shoes,
$300-400, and it's them kids that lived in them projects across the street from the United Center that was your ball boys when you first went over there, because the Bulls wasn't what they became under that dynasty. That the Bulls was like the Sox. You couldn't give tickets away. So the little black kids that lived in them projects across the street from the United Center, they were coming over there and they were being them ball boys.
Yep.
But when the Bulls started coming up, guess what? All the little white kids from Highland Park and Winnetka and all of the suburbs was being brought out to be the ball boys. And guess who? Michael Jordan wasn't going to be satisfied with his black wife Juanita until he got a white wife.
Okay,
so yeah, you opened up that can of worms. You opened up that can of worms.
It sound like Fly Guy took this personal.
So, but since we on the NBA, you know I always come with a pop quiz for my boy Simbo. So Simbo, you're an NBA guru. You just said it yourself. Your words. Tell me, what is significant about the Charlotte Hornets?
Well, the Charlotte Hornets is an NBA team, but the significant about the Charlotte Hornets is they have something to do with trying to bring back the WNBA team, the Sting, to Charlotte. Am I right or wrong?
Is that what you know to most be significant about them?
About them, I mean, Michael Jordan was one of the owners.
Okay, well, you close. So, what's significant about the Charlotte Hornets is they have a black GM, they have a black head coach, they have a black assistant coach. There's no other NBA team that has a strong black presence in leadership and organizational ownership other than the Charlotte Hornets. So I wanted to shout that out. So Simeon, you didn't get that right.
I thought it was a trick question.
It wasn't a trick question. I thought you was going to I thought you was going to go in like Malcolm X. They the first black team that by any means necessary. You supposed to go in, brother, sitting there with your cornrows and you name the black GM.
Well, I will say this. Come Thursday, I will be cutting my hair. I will not have cornrows after Thursday. So if you like the cornrows, take a picture of them now because they will be gone.
Oh my God. Don't cut your cornrows out, brother.
I'm going to take it's time to go. I'm going back to the regular haircut. I had this for the last almost year because of some of the movies I was doing and things like that. I'm tired of having to get my hair braided and cut. I'm tired of it. I want to go back to Young Bo.
Young Bo. So speaking of Simbo, talk to us a little bit about the upcoming 2024 Be Symbolic Scholarship.
Oh man, I'm glad you asked. So guys, you know that we've been doing the Be Symbolic Scholarship in honor of my mother, Emma K. Weidman, and it's been going good. We're going to the 5th annual. It's August 11th. And I am so happy that people are coming out sponsoring and helping. And so I'm going to put it up so you guys can be a part of it. But we have some applicants and they have to meet the criteria of good grades, honor roll, letter of recommendation. They have to write an essay and different things like that. But the scholarship is to give just a hand up to 2 young people, 1 young man, 1 young lady, and we are striving. We know we can't break the bank yet, but that's coming. But we can still help them get their books and help them have a little money in their pocket as they go away to college and get started away from home. So it's a great thing. It's a great cause. I want to give a shout out to everyone that is participating, that has participated. I have people that has participated the past 5 years without missing. So if you guys get a chance, when you see it up, please donate because it's a great cause. It's a tax write-off. It's the Be Symbolic Foundation. And we know that Be Symbolic means simply your best and being deeply rooted stimulates growth. So please, please, please make sure you guys support. We got to get Intellectual Radio to sponsor a whole. So yeah, so
where is the scholarship event taking place?
It will be at the Silver Lake Country Club in Orland Park. So we got a good place to do it at, and the people they've been awesome.
So that's been a relationship for 5 years.
Yep, for 5 years. Amy and the staff over at Silver Lake, they've treated us very well. They've taken care of us, made sure we had everything we need. And every year, like clockwork, it's on point. It's a great time. They lay it out for us. And so you guys can come out, and it's on a Sunday. We'll have a great time. We'll play scramble. That means you'll be on a team, best ball, things like that. You get the golf game, you get the cart, you get a lunch afterwards, and we're going to have raffles. We're going to have cigars sponsored by Ralph Cigars. So it's going to be pretty cool. So you guys can come on out. And then and just come out and fellowship and kick it. And it's for a great cause. And it's in honor of my lovely mom, who was an educator as well. Emma, thank you so much for everything you've done for your kids, your family, and all the people that you've come in contact with. Love you, mama.
So come with your foursome. That would be nice if you came with a foursome.
Mhm.
And once again, remember, this is about giving deserving students an opportunity. It's important that we invest in our next generation of leaders and help them reach their full potential in life. The two young people that have already submitted have they're scholars, they're scholastic achievers. And so we are approaching the deadline. We have not reached the deadline. So if you know of someone or you are a young person yourself that's listening and you have you're matriculating into higher education, by all means, send us an email. Simeon Henderson, the number 9 at gmail.com. Simeon Henderson, the number 9 at gmail.com. And we will get you the criteria. And I just once again want to commend my brother. He's been doing this consecutively for 5 years. Consecutively means uninterrupted.
Yep.
And ensuring that young people from underserved communities that don't have the economic resources as some of our other citizens have in their communities. So we're sowing into them. We're depositing and investing into them. And what does the return on your investment look like, Chicago Fly Guy? I'm glad you asked. The return on the investment looks like when they come back and they have executed academic talent of 4 years performing in college.
Yes.
And that job that they were looking forward to having, that career goal that they wanted, they're able to go after that. And they're able to do that because they have education on their resume. They have academic performance on their resume. They have GPA on their resume. All of that is their experience. And so they're able to go after what it takes to reach their full potential in life. And so that's a great thing, and I'm glad to be a part of it.
Yes, sir.
I'm
And thank you
grateful
for
to be a
all the
part
help
of it.
that you've given you, my family, Willie Mitchell, all of the people that's been a part of it. I want to thank you guys. I gotta give a shout out to my buddy Gary Jefferson. Gary has been there since day one, every year. So yeah, and my brothers and sisters, thank you guys so much, my family. I appreciate you guys for always supporting. And it's just one of those things where when you're endeavoring to make a difference, man, Earl, you know how many people say they're gonna do something and then they say, well, I'm not gonna do it until I get everything I need. And I felt like that at first. And I said, no, you know what? I know enough people where I said, even if the first scholarship was $500, which it was, I said, if I had to give it out my pocket, I was gonna give it. But I got enough people. I said, I know enough people where everybody can give $50 or come out and golf and have a good time, and we can do something for someone else. And that's what it was about. It wasn't about waiting. It was about grabbing the bull by the horns and just riding it out. And that's what we've been doing. And this thing is going to exceed our expectations. So, guys, please make sure you support, and we appreciate you.
I'm looking forward to it. In entertainment, you know we got entertainment for you before we wrap up tonight. Interesting thing, one of the 4 top singers is suing Michigan's Ascension Macomb Oakland Hospital. Now, Alexander Morris joined the Four Tops. We know that the original Four Tops are not with us, but this brother joined in 2019 as a vocalist. He was rushed to the hospital because he was having chest pains and difficulty breathing. When he got to the hospital, he told a nurse and a security guard that he was a member of the Four Tops, which is a famous Motown band. Well, he said due to racial discrimination, they sent him for a psych exam because he was a black man claiming to be in a Motown group.
Wow.
They didn't recognize him, so they sent him for a psych exam. And he said he is suing the hospital because that was racial profiling. And Kevin Spacey is claiming being destitute. Now, Kevin Spacey said that he could not afford to pay for his home. So his home in Baltimore is going into foreclosure. He told Piers Morgan, and the house is up for auction. He said he just couldn't simply fit the bill.
Well, Kevin Spacey, isn't there something going on with him?
It's been a lot going on with Kevin Spacey.
Like,
so Kevin Spacey has some sexual charges
Yeah.
against him and all kind of stuff. So I mean, unfortunately his world seems to be crumbling around him. And so this is another aspect of that. And so hopefully he will be able to maybe get it together and pull things together. And then in entertainment, on the political. Now we talked about the sad side of the Biden family, but on the uppercase, Joe Biden just had a pre-Juneteenth party featuring none other than Gladys Knight, Patti LaBelle, Kirk Franklin, Dougie Fresh, and Trombone Shorty, with a comedian that opened up, Roy Wood Jr.
Oh,
Joe Biden, the Democrats know how to have a party, because when
is that Diana?
No, see, that's a drag. That's Billy, oh God, Billy Porter.
Oh, from the show.
You thought that was Diana Ross. That's Billy Porter. That's why the real
It was
talk
Diana
writer
Ross with a beard.
That's Billy Porter. That's why the real talk letter don't know who Naomi is.
Got you.
Now you looking at him and you thought, what you think this man doing? See, you see how things go. But Joe Biden, they had the party and it was off the chain. And I just know when President Obama and First Lady Michelle Obama was in the White House, the parties was always off the chain. Joe, can your boy the Fly Guy get an invitation for the next lawn event? I know about a backyard party, brother. I'll come. I'll bring some slaw. I'll bring baked beans. I'll bring some Harold's. Whatever you need, Joe.
And speaking about Barack Obama and Michelle, we want to also send our condolences to Michelle Obama. She lost her mom.
Her mom, Marion, died at 86 years old.
She lost her mom. So we want to make sure, because last week we weren't here, guys, because we were at the movie premiere. So there was some stuff that we didn't get a chance to say. And that was one of the things that we wanted to make sure we mentioned. So.
Exactly. And President Obama was just in the city of Chi yesterday, and he signed the brick that goes on the top of the Obama Center. I cannot wait until that opens, Simbo. We're going to have to do a live broadcast from there.
We will definitely have to do that. And I'm looking forward to it. It's just always a pleasure to come on and talk to you guys and give you guys some real talk, some real information, because there's so many different shows, so many different things going on. But we pride ourselves on giving you real talk and also giving you a little bit of entertainment in that as well. So
the twins show up every week, current and relevant. Those are the twins. The twins come with us every week, current and relevant. Don't forget.
And relevant.
Those are twins, baby. They come to Real Talk every week. CNR, baby.
And we started talking about crooks.
So, Sim, tell us what you got coming up this week, brother.
Man, this week I will be going to California, guys. I'll be going out to California, getting a little bit of work in. So just traveling. The Fly Guy and I got some things coming up. We're going to be taking some trips, and we're going to be broadcasting live from some places like Vegas and some other places. So just be on the lookout, because we are about to take this thing to a whole nother level. So Earl better get ready, because we're about to go global, and we're doing it. It's just time. It's time, because we've been consistent and committed and faithful and focused to the journey. And whatever you're doing in life, I want you to understand and know that you have to stay consistent, because at some point that thing that's a hurdle for you, that thing that's hard for you, is going to become like a warm-up. You get that? So that thing that's hard for you will one day become your warm-up. So instead of it being hard, you're going to be using that thing to get ready for whatever you're doing, because you're going to be that successful. So just know that.
That's important. Know that you're going to be that successful. I'll be getting ready to kick it. So I have the Bebo Gala is coming up in August. I'll be on the purple carpet for that. I'll be doing some things with Jam 98. We're celebrating 40 years of house music in the city of Chicago. And so there are going to be a lot of festivities going on in Millennium Park and throughout the city. Juneteenth, I'll be over at the DuSable Museum. I was over there last year. I'll be over there once again this year, and I'll be doing some things. I got a big gig potentially coming up in the ATL, y'all. They want to bring the Fly Guy to Hotlanta.
Well, you better let them know you got a sidekick. So wherever you're going, I'm gonna be right there, sucker.
Simbo, you are always in my mix, brother. Always in my mix. once things get finalized, there's always room in my luggage for Simbo.
Now I ain't riding. I'm letting you know I ain't gonna be in the luggage. I'm too big to be in somebody's damn luggage.
Did you curse? That's a fine.
Damn, it's not a curse word. Come on,
That's
man.
a fine. I'm gonna have to put Earl on. I'm gonna put Earl on you.
No, but seriously, guys, thank you guys for tuning in to the Real Talk Podcast. And I am one of your hosts, Simeon Henderson, along with Chicago Fly Guy. We are on IntellectualRadio.com, iHeart Radio. You can catch us live on Facebook, on Instagram. Make sure you guys start talking about the show, tagging the show, letting people know to come watch the show, because we're about to take this show to another level. And stay tuned, because we are going to do a live audience show. Hopefully we're going to do it in July, but it's coming up. We're going to do a live audience show. Summertime Shy. We're going to get it in. We're going to have some entertainers and some comedians, and we're going to have great guests, and it's going down. So get ready, get ready.
All for you. Wherever we journey, we want to bring you with us.
Don't forget, get your shoes. Get your shoes.
Take care. Talk to God this week. He is waiting to hear from you.
Peace.
God bless.